well, we're going to try this. All of a sudden the thing gets dark, so let's try this again. Alright, there we go. So, sorry about the lighting. In my truck on the road. Got to be in Canada Wednesday morning. I was all thrilled about it, but do what we got to do to pay the bills at home. So, again, got to talk to somebody about an earlier video I put out. Did it at 1 o'clock. I think it finally got uploaded an hour ago. Put it out there. But I said I'd also do one about January 6th. Okay. So, what's the significance of January 6th? There's so much news and crap going on right now. People literally, it's an information overload. And that's one reason why I haven't been doing a whole bunch of other videos. And I appreciate everybody hanging out and sticking with us and stuck with us. Because have lost some subscribers, and I'm sorry y'all felt y'all had to go. It's really hard to pretty much work 3 jobs, and one is the truck, which is 11, 12 hours a day guaranteed. The other one's farm when I'm at home, because we got the animals in, because I neglected some things. We lost a bunch of stuff this year, and I don't want to have to repeat that next year. Of course, farming, agriculture, and animals is a 24-hour learning job. Tried to do some canning videos, and I've seen where they just totally messed up. I just want to say thank you for everybody for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We do love it. We actually enjoy doing this, but like I said, it is a lot of work, so bear with us and forgive me. I need to get one of those little circle lights. I don't know how well it would work in the truck, but I'm willing to give it a shot. So, on to bigger and better things. January 6th, 2 important things that are going on, and one is not as important as the other, but it's still, it's neck and neck with these two. So, January 6th, let's start with the Joint Assembly of Congress, which by Joint Assembly, that means Vice President Mike Pence is the President of the Senate. So anytime there's a close vote, and they think it's going to come down to 50, they would send him down there to be the 51, which would be the tiebreaker, and that's his deal. Well, January 6th is when they gather all the electoral colleges that were sent to D.C. via courier, and he opens them up and counts them. Alright, so at that point in time, a congressman or woman and a senator could object to any one of these votes or any one of these electors. First time in history that I know of, we have 7 states that have dueling electors. Dueling electors means that the governor sent one set of electors up there due to here's how the people supposedly voted. The other electors were sent by the legislature or the Republican leaders of the state. Okay, this is very important because when it comes down to it, in the little book here, Constitution and the United States Declaration of Independence, keep it with me, is I could go in here and read again where it talks about where it's the state legislator's job to send the electorals to D.C., not the governor's, not the Secretary of State, the state legislator. So there's 7 states with dueling. Right now, last count that I have seen, there's 140 congressmen going to oppose certain things. Some news channels, NTD, True News, and some other ones. And as somebody said to me earlier, hey, where do you get your underground news information? It's out there. You just got to dig for it. How I dig for it's while I'm driving down the road. I punch this stuff up, pump it in through my speakers, and listen to it. So there's dueling electors. Now, if the legislators sent them up there, that's according to the Constitution, that's the ones that should be counted. So they're going to go through this whole deal. Now, when you object, they're supposed to break apart, object for at least 2 hours, do their thing or come up. Neither one of them comes up to 270, then it's a whole different whatever. And this is where it comes down to where this senator or this congressman says, well, this is the meaning of the Constitution. And this one comes down and says, no, this is the meaning of the Constitution. So it's going to be a long day. I would love to be able to sit there and listen to it, but Canada restricts our internet use. I'm not going to get a whole lot of nothing. I'm going to be, hopefully I can get back across fairly quick and catch a bunch of it. But there's enough there, and there's enough things going on that show there's electoral cases of questionable fraud. Matter of fact, so much so far at this point in time that 26 senators in Pennsylvania have sent letters to the federal Congress, the U.S. Congress, and Senate to say, don't certify this yet. We have to investigate our state. There's a lawsuit going on in Georgia right now, okay, that says if they get to audit Fulton County, it'll flip the state, on that. The only date that's in the Constitution for anything presidential is the date of the election, which is up to the state, and also talks in here about it will be blah blah day, in January 20th, which is the day they swear in. Okay, that's the 2 dates in the Constitution. December 14th not in there, January 6th in there. Everybody, MSN, mainstream medias will say, oh, it's just a preliminary deal. Biden say, oh, it's just an act that we go through. It don't mean nothing. Of course, they don't want y'all to be educated. That's why they quit teaching this stuff 20 years ago. You have to educate yourself. Why? Number one rule of any government, you cannot control an educated populace. We got to get everybody dumbed down. So January 6th is going to be a very interesting day. They could throw it out, turn around, say Trump's the president-elect, or they'd sit there and say, nope, it's going to be Biden. The day that I've heard for months is January 9th is going to be the big hoopla day. Everything comes out, finds out, whatever, okay? I was listening to a news article through True News, which is a Christian broadcasting news, that supposedly through the intels and this and that they've got stuff, and somebody's going to be arrested and never make it to January 20th. But there's so much stuff out there that hadn't happened, and it's because we literally have this war going on in D.C. of good and evil, who wants control and who wants freedom, and it's really bad. And it's also going on in the spiritual realm. If you have any belief and faith, you need to speak with your mouth and ask not, this silent prayer, or hey, I got a unspoken prayer request, because that's not biblical. Biblical says you speak with your mouth. You don't ask, you don't receive. That's where we'll stop on that one. Maybe one of these days we'll get into the rules of some of the prayer that goes on out there, because if you don't know how to pray and you wonder why your prayers are never getting answered, that would be why. I actually went through a class on that, and when you go through it, your light bulbs come on when you really like that. So, January 6th is the joint session of Congress with Mike Pence as the president. It goes through and counts the electoral votes. There's going to be a lot of contesting on both sides, well, on the Republican side. Here's my question. Is during the Texas lawsuit, they had 22 states and 120 congressmen sign on to this. So that tells you right there that there ought to be at least 44 senators stand up and contest this thing. No, we've got 12. Because the other ones don't want to, we may offend somebody. Oh, we may not get the committee we want. Oh, we got to get along to go along, or go along to get along. Stand up and do your job. Do your oath of office. Defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. All right, that's the first one. Second one. The New York State Assembly, as of January 6th, will take up Bill A, as in Apple, 416. Very scary bill. This basically says is if this would go through and get signed in, it would get Governor of New York and whoever he delegates, but not limited to health, like the health people that run the areas and the counties. So, I mean, that basically anybody he wants to permanently detain anybody or any group of people that they deem to be a health risk to the public. So the way this is written up, and I'm not going to get into it because it goes way on into the language of, if there's any kind of proof of you were a risk to the public safety of whoever. In other words, I'm a truck driver. I drive into New York. I get out of my truck. I'm caught on camera, which there's cameras all over New York. There's cameras all over this country, going up down the highway, under underpasses, places you would never expect. So I need to get out, and I walk across the parking lot, and I go in the store, and I buy me a cup of coffee, and I'm right back out. And I don't wear a mask. I could be indefinitely detained because I was considered a health risk. Okay? People, church people that are believers. This is, a very tipping point. And as somebody said, they think they're going after the Jewish people. They got a big anti-Semite to write this, and it comes from a nurse that I listen to out of Tennessee. It's Jewish. It says the synagogues hadn't stopped going to church. They keep bucking this deal. They still go to the synagogue and meet. So they say, well, so-and-so went to the synagogue. There's 120 guys down there. Go get them all, because that's a group of people. Well, don't just stop there. It goes to the Catholics and the Baptists and everybody else. So people better work up on this. And anybody in New York better call your senators and congressmen. I mean, if you know anybody in New York, hey, y'all need to look at this, because they're going to start debating it January 6th. And trust me, they're going to try to get this puppy slid through there. Again, it's A as in Apple, 416. And it says, basically, if somebody says, or they see you on film, that you're a health risk to the public safety, they can detain you indefinitely. No crime committed. So that's a very scary part, because, New York can think about it. I'm amazed California ain't already tried it, because that's the one that usually does it, and the whole country says, oh, we got to do it, except for the Midwest for some reason. And I'm telling you, they get this pushed through, it won't be the only state. And the next thing you know, what are y'all going to do? Because now you're in a police state. Your freedoms are gone. Stand up, take your state back. Quit letting these draconian laws come into effect. Don't run. Don't come to my state and bring your BS ideologies with you, because you're the one that voted in that crap. Solve it. Because you come down here and you want to vote them ideologies in, you got a bunch more just like me. It's like California's getting emptied out. People's running to Phoenix, Arizona, Texas. Are they leaving them ideologies behind in California? No, they vote for the same dumb stuff there that they voted for out there. But hey, we just ran from it. Come on, people. You said noodle. Think about it. But that's two big things. Again, I would highly recommend, especially people I know in PA that live up there, because you know what? That's right next door. How long is it going to be before Tom Wolf? Got to love your governor trying to say, hey, you don't wear a mask, you're threatening public health. Boop, get them. Oh yeah, another thing. That's a good way to get them FEMA camps opened up, because they're going to have to re-educate you or get rid of you. One or the other. Think about it. So January 6th, two things going on. Very important day. Joint Assembly of Congress and the Senate. Mike Pence, president, to count the electoral votes and to contest it. So if you want to do something, now's the time to get on there and send in all the information to your congressmen and your senators. Say, hey, stand up, show your huevos, contest this thing. Second thing is, get a hold of New York, or everybody you know in New York. I've done got a hold of people I know of. A416, y'all better look at it and read it. They try to take everything you got away from you on that deal. You step outside your house without a mask on. Oh, whoa, whoa. Hey, wait a minute, you're in that house with more than one person, you ain't wearing a mask, you have a safety risk. I mean, it's fairly loosely written. People need to get out there and read it. Other than that, we appreciate y'all, we love you. Please like, share, subscribe. We'd love for this to take off. Like I said again, some people bailed on us, and a couple, I ain't giving out exact numbers. But if you get that like, share, and subscribe button, it helps out the algorithm on the whole deal, puts these videos up so people can be informed, so they don't have to do the digging and the listening to and sorting through all the crap that I listen to put these videos out. This is kind of important to get out today. Again, be safe, stay vigilant.